Hey there, my name is John McCauley, and I'm the patriarch of the McCauley family, and also the moderator and the manager of the Greenwood McCauley family's blog. And I am going to make my first vlog. I started the blog several years ago. I haven't really done too much with it. Tried to get back into it a few months ago, probably about 6 months ago or so. Tried to get back into it and found out that it really does take a lot of time to write out everything and to edit it and reread it and re-edit it and all that. So I just thought I would do an impromptu video here in hopes that I can get my message across that way. I think videos are a little more engaging anyway, so we'll try this and see if it works. So what's going on with the McCauley family? The most interesting events that have happened in our lives recently is that we have decided to adopt a little girl from China. And so it's been a pretty interesting process for us so far. So I just thought I'd recap and kind of catch everyone up as far as the progress of that. There was a friend of ours who we recently met with, and she actually suggested that we keep some kind of blog to keep people up to date of our activities. I just, maybe I'll write about it here and there, as little events happen or something like that, but I just thought I would take the time to do a video real quick just to catch everybody up. So our progress so far, about 2 or 3 years ago, it's just where this all started. My wife Sonia was at a ladies' retreat in Lafayette, and during that retreat there was a spokesperson from a group called Sacred Selections, and what Sacred Selections does is their motto or their mission is to remove the financial barriers of adoption for Christian families. And so this lady spoke. I think her name was Dana. I'm not exactly sure, but she spoke at this retreat. And Sonia came home all excited. Oh, we have to adopt. This is great. We have to do this. And at the time, maybe the timing wasn't right. So we talked about it and decided to shelve it for a couple years. And then some friends of ours, John and Stacy Gentry, they recently tried to adopt first from Moldova, and it didn't work out as far as the adoption from that country. So they decided to adopt a couple of little girls from China, and so we've been following their progress and how they've been going, and it seems to be going really well. They're getting to the point now where they're getting ready to go over and to meet their new girls and to bring them home. And so that's really, their progress is really what had inspired us to take another closer look at it, and we decided, this is a really good opportunity. We're in a good place right now in our lives where we can do that, so let's go ahead and do it. So that's where we are. So at that point, we contacted Sacred Selections and just asked them how we should get started. We emailed a couple of different agencies back and forth. So the adoption agency that we decided to work with is called Hand in Hand International Adoptions. They're out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Vicki Truelove is the lady that we've been working with there, and she's been absolutely wonderful in answering our questions and walking us through this process. We've met with her to go to a couple of adoption classes that we need to do for purposes of fulfilling the requirements. We have gone to one of those classes. We still need to go to the other one, but she's been wonderful as far as getting us information and things of that, and just in general, just working with us. So we've applied for an adoption. So far, other than the classes, it's been, for the most part, just piles of paperwork and filling out this and that and gathering all the required documents and certificates and birth certificate, marriage certificate, getting our passport paperwork ready and things like that. So it hasn't really been too exciting other than trying to anticipate what this little girl might be like. Probably one of the more notable things that Sonia and I had to do was to write an autobiography. So it's kind of a telling process. There was a list of things that we needed to write about and some questions that we needed to answer about ourselves. And so when it was all said and done, it was about a 10-page autobiography, you know, detailing my life and Sonia's life. She wrote her own. And so she and I swapped them. We read them, make sure that, you know, nothing was really conflicting or anything like that, and then got them off. After that was done, we had a home study done a few weeks ago, and this is where a social worker from CPS comes in and visits with us. She mostly just had us clarify some things on our autobiography for the most part. Very easy interview. She interviewed the kids just to talk to them, and then did a walkthrough of our house, and she was here less than an hour, and that was, you know, just a very easy process. So since then, you know, up to that point, it wasn't really too exciting for the most part. And then actually this week we got a picture of a little girl that is available. Her name is Fei Fan, F-E-I-F-A-N, and I got to tell you that she, I'd say my own reaction was that I probably was in love with this girl before I even knew who she was, or even saw a picture of her. She probably could have had a third eye, and I probably would have thought she was the cutest thing on earth. But now that we've gotten her picture, she's she's just an adorable little girl. Sonia and I both are trying not to get our hopes up too much in the event that it doesn't go through, but she is available, and Vicky is trying to work with us as far as getting us in contact with the orphanage that she is a part of. So there's that. That kind of brings us up to date. I do want to talk just briefly about raising funds. I mentioned Sacred Selections earlier, and Sacred Selections is a nonprofit group that works with Christian families as far as raising the funds to make an adoption possible. And we have not really got the chance to work with them too much yet, but from what we've heard from other people who have, they are a wonderful group, and they just do a really outstanding job at fulfilling those financial needs. We do have a fundraiser coming up in September, just not specifically for us, but one just in general for Sacred Selections. So we'll be getting together with them and to see how we can help out there. So Sacred Selections, from what we understand, they will cover most of the adoption processes, most of the adoption fees, upwards to $30,000 it costs to adopt a child internationally. So we would definitely need some financial help from them. As far as some additional fundraisers, the kids, they held a bake sale and they sold these little paracord bracelets like you see here. I wear mine. I'll talk about that in a second. But what they did was they organized it. They made, you know, with Sonia's help, of course, cooked everything, packaged everything, and they actually through that effort raised about $1,700 from their efforts. So so we are extremely happy with the way that they have embraced this adoption and are just as excited about it as we are. Some friends of ours last weekend, Chad and Becky Schaefer, they also had a fundraiser, garage sale and bake sale and flower sale in their yard last Saturday. They were open for about 4 hours Saturday morning, and they raised an additional $200 for us. And I got to say that it means the world to us to know that we have some friends that are willing to do that for us, and it just really is a very good feeling to know that people are willing to help out. Zach and Eli, our two oldest sons, they started a YouTube channel called The Brother Vlogs. I'll post one of their first video here, and their hopes is to raise enough attention in order to make some money off of YouTube. We'll see how that goes. We are planning to do a fundraiser primarily for raising funds to the trip to China, which is going to be in the neighborhood of $8,000 to $9,000 for that trip over there. So we're going to be doing a couple of different fundraisers. One, we're going to be selling some shirts shortly, which is similar to what John and Stacy Gentry did, and they were very successful at raising those funds. So we're going to do something similar to that. Also, people have asked about a GoFundMe site, and so that's something else that we might do as well. So that's really where we are with this adoption. I'm going to try and do a little bit better job keeping everybody up to date of the progress. So hopefully that'll give you a good snapshot of where we are in this process. And just pray for us and think about us. And if you'd like to help out at all, please feel free to contact me. Otherwise, just wish us the best of luck, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you very much.